Okay, here I have the TravelPro FlightCrew Slim. And this is a bag that I picked because I had a couple requirements, and this is really the only one that met what I wanted. The first thing that I wanted to make sure I had for sure is I like to have the rollerblade wheels. I like these because I never have to worry about what to replace it with if one of these breaks or gets damaged. I also like the rollerblade style bags better because more of the height of the bag can be used for storage. A lot of people prefer to use those rollers, the little swivel wheels. They take up a bit more space at the bottom. The reason I really don't like them is I'm worried a little bit about the durability of those type of wheels. I'm sure they're mostly fine, but if one does break, I don't know the process of finding out how to replace one of those wheels. Who knows how much that's going to cost, and making sure you get the right one and how to replace it. This is really easy to replace. In this case, it's a screw. On some other bags, it's Allen key. I unscrew it, pop it out, and I can put another one in there. I could even do it on the fly if I needed to. Now, this model of bag actually is not really marketed towards a regular consumer like me. It's actually marketed towards people like flight attendants. It's a little bit more expensive of a bag than the normal consumer ones, but the build quality is a little bit more. It assumes that you're going to be traveling all the time. There's a little kick plate made of plastic here, and other little features like that. I don't know them all, but that's a nice little bonus. The other thing that I wanted to make sure that I had is I wanted to make sure that I fit the height requirements. A lot of bags that they manufacture now, they may advertise it as a 22-inch high bag, but the actual dimensions, when you include the wheels, the stands, and the handles, is a little bit beyond that. So if an airline decided to get strict, which I'm always paranoid that they will, they could reject you from bringing your bag on the plane with you, and you'd need to check it, maybe get an extra, pay an extra fee depending on the airline. But this one is a bit smaller, even including all the wheels. It's actually listed as a 19-inch bag, and that would be the actual case part of it. But it's going to be a little bit longer with the wheels, the stands, and the handles. So I'm going to do a quick measurement for you so you can see all of that. Standing up like this, we can see it'll be about 21 inches. The limit on most airlines is 22 inches. On some of the Canadian airlines, it's 21 and a half. This should fit both of those. As far as how fat it is, limit's 9 inches. This one's at 8. Now, it actually is expandable, so if I had extra junk that I wanted to bring with me, I can undo this zipper here all the way around, and it pops out a little bit more for a little bit of extra space. I'm sure I could probably even get it. I could overload it to the point where it is beyond the 9 inches. Maybe not. Yeah, it would be close. It'd be hard for me to get it to go over 9, but I guess theoretically it's possible. I'd probably find even all the way extended. And then as far as how wide it needs to be, it's 14 inches. Now this is one area that I'm not sure, maybe they could ding me on. If I can measure from here to here with this handle extends out just a bit and makes it maybe 14 and a half inches. So that's the only thing that I could potentially worry about. So I actually first ordered a 22-inch bag, but when I got it, it was, as you would imagine, much bigger than the 22 inches. Now, my understanding is most airlines aren't going to care. They're not going to call you on it. They're not going to actually make you fit these into the little sizers to make sure. But I can't help it. I'll always be paranoid about that type of thing. So I got a much smaller one. One that was actually closer in size to my older bag that I never had to worry about. It was always going to fit. And this is really the only durable style bag with all the things that I wanted, like the wheels, that met that. Now, because this is marketed towards flight attendants, maybe pilots, It has a few features that I really don't care about. It came with one of these hooks. You may see as you're walking through the airport, you see flight attendants or pilots. They have these little hooks on their bags so they can have their carry-on and their personal item just hooked off of that. I typically am going to be using a backpack, if anything, for my personal item. So I don't really imagine me needing to use this J-hook. So I'm not sure what I'll do with this. Maybe I'll list it for sale or something. I don't know. I'll just be wearing a backpack, but it does have that little feature over there. I like how most of the items are adjustable with screwdriver. So I'm actually going to keep a screwdriver in the bag with me at all times. This little angled one. And that way, if anything happens, I can swap out wheels or whatever I need to make a on-the-fly repair if the need ever arises, which I doubt it will. Now, these bags supposedly have good warranties, although I've heard people say if you do break something like a zipper, they may not honor the warranty, and that's unfortunate because that's probably the most likely thing to break. The cost of getting a new zipper installed, if you went to like a shoe repair person, that might be like $600 or $300 just to replace a zipper like this. You might as well just get a new bag at that point. But the good thing about these bags is that they rarely do fail, even though they may not honor the warranty on a zipper. They're unlikely to break. So now I really want to quickly just compare this to my old bag. So this is the old Concourse bag that I use. This one is maybe 15 years old, I'm guessing. And we can compare these. They're about the same height. I would say this one is a little bit taller. They both have the rollerblade wheels. I like that. What I like about this one, though, is it's much easier to get at the hardware to replace them. It's just on the outside. If I wanted to replace a wheel on this one, I'm going to have to open up the bag to do that. It just looks like a big process if I were to wanting to get at those wheels. Maybe even have to undo these rivets. I mean, it's essentially, if these wheels go, the amount of work it would be to replace them. I might as well just replace the bag. But this bag is at the point where it's probably ready to be replaced anyway. It's still functional, even though it looks a little raggedy. One advantage I think this one has to this one, there's a couple of them. I'm still a little nervous about this handle, just putting it over the limit, and it's some airline deciding to be extra strict. I know it's very unrealistic that they would care about something like that, but I can't help it. That's why my mind thinks sometimes. But this one will never have that issue. It's well within that width limit. The other thing I kind of like about this, I'm not the type that likes all sorts of pockets. I don't need tons of different pockets. I like having one little pocket out here. Put your laptop or toiletries, something quick access. And then one main big compartment here. So I like that aspect. Now this one being intended for flight attendants or pilots, there's all sorts of different little compartments here. So that could be a plus for some. I find it kind of annoying, to be honest. But there's little I guess I could put a laptop in here. I mean, the benefit is that the material is really thick and strong, so I'm less likely to worry about anything being damaged if I just wanted to put a tablet or something in there. Got a flap up here and a flap up here. And then within the flaps, there's flaps too. Oh, this is kind of neat. This is for your car keys. Most of the time when I travel, I do bring my car keys, but then I don't need them on my body everywhere I go. I can clip them in here, keep that zipped up tight over air. A little bit of padding behind here, so anything that you want protected, you could slide it behind there. Now let's open up the main compartment. Okay, we got a zipper compartment on the inside here. And we also have another zipper compartment over here. One thing I haven't figured out yet is how to get behind this liner if I wanted to. You can see it's kind of like a liner. It's Velcroed behind there. I can feel the Velcro. There really isn't an obvious way to do that. This looks like it's a zipper, maybe? There it is. That's how you do it. Okay, so I don't know if this yeah, I'm guessing this padding is there on purpose. It's not something to be removed when you first buy it. Now I'm wondering if there is one on the other side. So this zipper ends right... Oh no, it keeps on going. Okay. So you can see the Velcro now. It's thicker plastic inserts. This handle seems very heavy duty, almost overly heavy duty if you ask me. It takes up a bit of space having this retractable handle. I think I would have preferred something that was just not a big telescoping one like this. I mean, it's very fancy, but I only needed to go up a little bit, maybe the length of the bag, like this high, and have it just one piece. I feel like that would make it more durable. But I think most people rather have it adjustable and put it at all sorts of different heights. I think that's what most people prefer nowadays. I think I'm just in the minority. Now, one other thing that I like to do with my bags is do something to the bag to make it distinguishable so it's mine. If I ever get separated from it and I see someone, I want to know, wait, that's my bag because I did something to it to make it different. So I think what I'm going to aim to do first is adjust the color of this logo. So what I have here are paint markers. They are markers, but instead of just using regular ink, it actually uses paint to go over whatever you draw over. So I'm going to try to go over the TravelPro logo with first some yellow and in the background with blue. And I think that'll help it make it stand out. So we'll see. I'll let you follow along how my results are so you can see if this is something worth trying for yourself. So I'm very happy the way the logo came out with the paint pens, but this is just a generic black bag otherwise, and someone could really easily grab this. So I have done a couple other things. So I actually got these blue handle covers that I'm going to put on here that will hopefully also help with it stand out. So here's what it's going to look like with those on. So I got it there, on the side, and on the top, but that's not it. One neat thing about these handle covers is on the back, there's a little tag that you can put some information on. So your contact information can be put on the bag in multiple places if it ever gets lost. I also got these letter stickers that I'm going to put on the kick plate there to also help it stand out. So now I got two big letters on there as well. So now hopefully at most angles this should somewhat differentiate itself. from the standard black bags that you see all over the place. Now on the side here, we have the actual built-in identifier card. So they do have one of those built into the bag in general. I also love how there are little resting plates, so the bag fabric actually doesn't get dirty if you lay it on the floor. It just has those on there to protect it. I think the last thing that I should show off in this video is actually seeing how this bag will fit into some of the airline baggage check devices in the airport. I'll start with a domestic carrier. Here's United Airlines, and you can see the bag appears to fit well here. While the handle part may actually stick out above the allowed blue section, it would be really hard to notice in that sizer. Here's American Airlines, which is actually the same size requirements as United. If you stand this bag upright, you can see that it's well within the carry-on height limit, though you can see that the side handle sticks out. But if you load it sideways, it's really hard to tell if the side handle sticks over the limit. Most US airlines like Delta and JetBlue will also be at this size limit. The next airline that I'm checking is a European airline. This is Aer Lingus. We're looking at the blue outline for the carry-on limit, and it easily fits here with space to spare. Finally, I have a Canadian carrier. This is Porter Air, but their dimensions are the same as Air Canada, and you can see it fits in here with no problem. One of the other things that surprised me was how smooth the bag rolled. It just seemed to glide through the airport. I'm happy with this bag and would definitely recommend it for those looking for a durable quality bag.